Hi guys, it's Alston. Thank you so much for joining us. Today I have Michael with us, who is the founder of Kickstart Side Hustle Ltd, Brainiac Ltd. I know it's not one of our regular lifetime deal. We get like a software or SaaS, so it's really hard to do a review or sort of like showing whether this is useful for you or not. So that's why I thought, why not bring him directly here and pick his brain and ask all the questions about the product itself. So thank you so much, Michael. Please do introduce yourself.
Thank you for having me here. My name is Michał. I am the founder of Kickstart Side Hustle platform. Brainiac is also a product of it. I'm right now having this lifetime deal with you, with Greg as well. And yeah, should I tell something more about myself?
Yeah, basically, to be honest, I had no idea who are you because I didn't know your how to pronounce your name properly. Look,
Yeah.
I thought it's Michael. It's Miguel, right?
It's Michał. It's like Chinese ni hao, me and how, but it's Polish version of Michael. So yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Thank you. I will do that. Just share a background about yourself, like what are you doing and how you get started with the Kickstart side hustle stuff and everything, just to get a brief understanding of who you are.
Okay. So I've been marketing myself for the last couple of years. Before that, I've been traveling in the world by myself. I've done several other things like theater, improv, comedy, martial arts for several years till now, and everything that was kind of pushing me into different direction and showing me different signs of the world as well. So that's I've been interested in psychology more than 10-15 years. I didn't finish the college, psychology college. I finished my business college just because even though I wanted to go to psychology, I didn't want to be a psychologist, and it wasn't. And in my mind, it was like this: that if I went for psychology, I would end up just a psychologist. It wouldn't end any other way. But I was just constantly learning about psychology because it was my passion. The more you learn about this, the more you learn about yourself and actually the world around us. So that was very fascinating for me. I've started Kickstart Side Hustle platform as a newsletter last year. I wanted to start something for myself when the pandemic or the global crisis began, because global crisis actually is usually the good time for starting something. Uber, WhatsApp, Airbnb, no WhatsApp, yeah, Uber, WhatsApp, Airbnb, many businesses like that started in 2008, 2009 after the crisis. So Groupon as well, and many thousands of it. So I thought maybe I would start something for myself, but I didn't want. I was looking for some ideas. I always followed the viral marketing campaigns because, in my opinion, they were the most brilliant ones, the more creative, and the most effective ones. So I was searching for them in the internet, but I couldn't find any good place that would actually describe what these case studies have done in terms of strategy, or why did they work in terms of psychology, because marketing is all about psychology. So and the only sources I could find provided like 90% fluff and maybe one hint what they've done, and it was just annoying. So I started this. Then 5 months later, seven months later, I launched Brainiac, which was a cheat sheet of cognitive biases. Actually, both the viral case studies library and the Brainiac, I wanted to do this just for myself because I wanted to have viral case studies, which for me was the most effective, the most creative marketing strategies that helped people to get their like 5 or 10-year goals within months or weeks. And psychology, the cognitive biases, was just a cheat sheet that you could implement to any product, to any marketing campaign, to anything related to business or even life. So it would be cool to just have it next to you. But I validated this. I wanted to do it just for myself, but then I started asking on Facebook groups if people would be interested in that. And actually, after like just asking once, I sold a few hundred. I earned $300 within one day in the pre-sale, the same day, and then next day later, I asked the same question, but also provided 5 sketches that I drew, let's say, cooperated with the artist. I planned them myself and everything else. And all of a sudden, I earned in 2 days another $2,000. So I was like, okay, I'm already up to something. So, and since then, I've been developing it. Right now, we are 3 up to 5 people working on it, but it might change rapidly. I mean, increase in people, because I still consider this platform as something very, very early on. But yeah, so that's have been like the past 1 year.
Crazy. Just like you were explaining, like you are finding all this idea like out of a magician act or something like that. So, but just what kind of process goes behind finding this, or how you go about it? Just to, for example, you already have, I think, around 123 case studies, if I when I last checked, and cognitive biases over 150, right? That's a lot of information. So, and you still say that you are still trying to bring more content or case studies into this. So, what is the process like? Just to give some insights on it.
Okay. So the thing is, with cognitive biases, they might be, you can find them somehow on the internet, but it's kind of hard to find a good place that would describe it in very easy terms for normal people to just understand it, not the scientific language, and also to apply them to real life. And the research usually is provided only by the scientific magazines, so it's not that easy to read it. But you can find them online somehow, and also through the many places, books, videos, blogs, scientific magazines, everything. But the thing with viral case studies, actually, I haven't found so far, like, right now I'm the only one providing the ideas what case studies we might go for, because I've been for years, I've been subconsciously looking for these patterns, looking for those case studies, looking for those campaigns that went successfully very, very rapidly. Of course, what I've also learned during the last year, that the most successful companies usually went viral in some case or another at the very beginning. So, for example, WhatsApp, Snapchat, Facebook, and Uber, Uber as well. We don't have it Uber yet, but Canva as well. Like many of them, they went viral. It's not like, oh, they started bootstrapping like that. No, they went like maybe for the first 2-3 months, then they went up like this, and they stayed like this. So I've realized, okay, viral marketing isn't just some very rare, let's say, like a unicorn, but not like unicorn, business unicorn, but more like magical creature. It's not something very rare. It's actually, it's not. It happens quite often, but you have to somehow look for it. So, for example, some of the case studies I know from, let's say, even memes. I mean, because I've heard something through the memes, then I dug deeper into it. And so many of those case studies, just come from me, like from my idea, but not like right now. Half of them are made by my employees, and yeah, so it's not like I got them from one place. It's like I'm constantly looking for them, and I'm ready for them, and they just come to me. And yeah, that's how I got them. And it's actually really, so it's not really easy to get them. But yeah. So that's how I come across them.
So finding idea is just a one hurdle you have to get back, but after that you have to process that, validate, and publish it. So it's a long cycle, right?
Yeah, and usually the thing is with every case study, I try to get them the most like actionable for people. I wanted these case studies actually not for people, but for myself to be able to just copy them and apply them to business to go very, very rapidly, like very, very, let's say, just viral. But I see like there are patterns everywhere. Like the company, one of the last case studies, which is Pinduoduo, for example, they applied gamification similar to Groupon and other places, to coupons, to lotteries. They applied gamifications to marketplace similar to Amazon or eBay, but in China and in app. And all of a sudden, within 3 years, just from launching their business, they got valued at $60 billion, not million, billion. So, and they just applied something that's already been there. They didn't reinvent the wheel. And there are companies that does the same thing time and time again. There is one guy, he is right now the co-founder of the Yap.com. This com app is valued at $1 or $2 billion, and he's the guy that have created several, like 4 at least that I'm aware of. Thank you. Someone said happy birthday.
Is it your birthday? I didn't notice that.
Yeah. That's my birthday. It was last month.
Wishing you a very best happy birthday.
Thank you. That was last month, but I just keep to it because it's just it's very nice.
Why not, right?
Yeah. And the thing with with this guy, he created 4 campaigns, like side projects, that he created within 1 day, and they went viral, all of them, without any budget. So his first, it was $1 million homepage, you might probably heard of, and he was like 18 years old. So for the first 3-4 months there was nothing, but then after another 4 months, or maybe no, first 2 months there was nothing. Another 4 months later, he sold 1 million pixels. So he earned more than $1 million within half a year. Then a few years later on, he created a few websites, side projects within 1 day, that without any budget for the marketing, and very small projects. Hey, Greg. He got them to go viral, and those websites brought between 2 million to 9 million people within a week, the first week. And one of these websites also helped this guy collected over 100,000 emails within just 1 week to his another side project, because these small side projects, he created them to bring traffic to his other projects. So he understands what makes people take to make projects go viral without any budget whatsoever. So it's, if one guy has done it, other can do. So I try to get this pattern out of how the things go viral.
Yeah, and it makes sense if we think about like how people are connected with technology, social media, all this buying cycle process and everything. Like as more tech grows and grows, we keep on seeing more and more viral company. We think that it's
Yeah,
no longer, it's not going to happen. But to
yeah,
be honest, it's happening more frequently nowadays. Like
yes,
you don't need to have like
yeah,
this 20 years of experience or anything like that.
yeah,
Anyone can create something viral immediately, right? So
yeah,
I keep on seeing this trend happening. So if you're analyzing that, maybe they can use that into their pointer as a business as well.
yes, yeah. That's my point, actually.
Yeah, seeing like I saw the recent case study on Solana also because it was like very low and immediately they
Yeah,
jumped up. I was following, but I didn't have the time to look into their strategy, what they did, and
yeah,
everything. So that was the initial case study which got my interest because I did see the viral growth of within like 2 weeks they reached out like 170 or something like that. It's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. Right now, NFTs are just crazy. I'm on Twitter, on business Twitter, usually with all the entrepreneurs from the world. Most of them are from US, I guess. And NFTs in the last month was
True.
just crazy. And my friend, for example, buy from NFTs. From NFTs alone, he got from like uh, free Ethereum, which is right now like
Uh,
$10,000. One like for free Ethereum. Ethereum is right now three and a
yeah,
half or something like
three,
this.
yeah, something like
Yeah,
that.
free and a half, something like that. And he got from free to 30 within 1 month. So like from 10K to 100K within 1 month just by flipping NFTs. So, and the Web3 is going to stay here for good. Is some people might still not realize it. I might have not realized it yet, how big might have been, but it's worth to just pay attention to it. That's why I also write for of it. But it's not like many these days. Like maybe right now it's 3 or 4 maximum.
So can we expect more NFT case studies in the future?
Yeah, right now actually there is one big one coming this week, uh, and it's more about a few case studies in one case study, a few projects, NFT projects, how they turn their idea into business. And Greg just wrote something that he swiped. He turned $300 into 2K within a week. So yeah,
and
this
it's
might be.
also and it's also nice like viral marketing is not every viral marketing or business idea is not going to be like heavy or with the competition everything. Some of the markets are just getting started on it, like we have been seeing the NFT trend, but before 1 year like it was nothing, there was
Yeah,
no popularity around it, but suddenly everyone is going into that. We see keep on
yeah.
seeing that on news, anywhere you go on social media you will see NFT and everything. So
Mm.
if you have any interest or experience on it and you have the point, it's not going to be a
Mm.
step by step guide from what I say from side hustle, but
Mm.
it's going to be the pointers which you need to be aware and move forward, something like that, right? So it's really interesting to see those as well.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and actually, if you think about everything that goes viral, for example, NFTs as well, it's all connected to technology because people don't buy products. We
True.
might think, oh, we buy products. No, we buy emotions behind those products. We
True.
buy emotions, states, identities. So we don't buy $2,000 shoes for their quality. No, we buy them because it represents who we are. Which is you wear these $2,000 shoes and you're all of a sudden like, oh, I am a VIP or something like that.
True.
And you buy a flower not because it's a dead tree or something, a dead flower or whatever. Yeah, nature kind of a piece of nature. You just buy them because you want to represent your emotions towards your loved one. etc., etc. So with
And
NFTs,
NFT is a perfect example, right? We are
yes,
talking
yes,
something intangible, right? We can't touch,
yes,
feel, or anything. So the psychology is obviously going to play a big role on that, and we are
yeah,
trying to understand that.
yeah,
Random example, but it turned out to be the perfect one to explain that particular process.
yeah.
Why psychology is very important in this.
Yeah, yeah. For example, with one example with NFTs, last one, I have a case study of 13 year, it was 14 or 13-year-old that he created NFT projects selling 400 NFTs at once, and within 8 hours he earned $300,000. And it,
Is he from UK? I think I read
yeah,
about it. Yeah, I read
yeah.
about it.
And the thing is, why? Why did people bought it? Because first, he was a 14-year-old kid, and you love the story behind it.
True.
That's the first thing. The second thing, his NFTs as well represented. It was the icons of the whale, which in NFT or cryptocurrency community, whale is an icon, is a symbol of someone who has a lot of cryptos, like like hundreds of millions of dollars, or yeah, dozens of millions of dollars in cryptos, and a person or or a venture that has this. So it connected the emotions behind the story behind the creator to the symbol, and also a few other things. That's how it
Ex-
ends.
Crazy. And I think we got a couple of questions regarding NFT where he mentioned that it's coming as a case studies. Like I got one, like can you share the link? Is I think is they are working on a couple of NFT case studies, right?
I mean, right now, there is at least 3, I think. The next one is coming this week because it's already done, but I just have to a little bit change it and add it. And yeah, so right now is on. You can, if you can, in the case studies section, if you just search for everything connected to the cryptocurrency or NFT, there will be a few, like 3 or 4 case studies. For example, Beeple was the creator that sold his NFT in March for $69 million. Yeah, and it's also why he got so much money, which is equivalent for Picasso. Picasso paintings. Why? Because for 5,000 days, 5,000, not 500, 5,000 days, every single day, he published one very high quality artwork online to his audience every single day. And after those 5,000 days, he collected all of these artworks into one artwork. So there is a bias that also. What was the name of the bias? Yeah, the bias means that we value something more if we see the work behind it. So, for example, people have seen him for 5,000 days doing the artwork, So they've seen, oh, this is so much value because he has put so much work into it. That's why it was valued as much.
True. And I see this energy a lot because we, rather than see the painting itself, we put more focus on the painter, the name associated with it. Some, like if you are not art experienced or something like that, just if I see a random painting, I don't care about it. But as a non-artist guy, if I see a name of a well-known, then we look into it. Like, so there is a couple of stuff. And let me go through some of the question. I think I have a list of question I personally wanted to ask you related to this.
Sure.
And but we first format, I think we got a couple of birthday messages as well. So we get a couple of those, and let me go into some questions as well. I think this one is interesting. Like when you say subconsciously looking for, do you mean some kind of guidance coming from meditative state?
No, let's say it's the same with everyone. So, for example, you are an artist. Oh, I will give my example. I, like, when I was traveling, I had no idea with doing pictures. but I wanted to somehow document my journey. So I started to, at the beginning, I was just making just whatever, like some kind of pictures. Didn't know how to make a picture, but after a while I started to learn more from the internet, how to do it, how to frame it. So after a while, subconsciously, wherever I was, I started to look for the patterns. Oh, this is a great spot because of the lighting, because of the structure, because of the everything else. So I started to see, like, even without looking, you might think that whatever you focus on more than for a longer time, you're subconsciously looking for it, even without you noticing, because you're aware at every single moment of just like 7 to 9 information at the time.
True.
Even though your mind process 10,000 or more information every second, but you are not aware of them, because if you were, you wouldn't be able to function. You would just stay, and you couldn't even react because there would be just too much information. And so that's what I meant by subconsciously looking. Whatever you focus on, you're going to see it because you're aware of them. It's also an attention bias. For example, I am also aware of some kind of like meme, like never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, for example, meme. And if I see it, let's say in some random information on the internet, I notice it. But if there is a person that is unaware of this meme, she would be just scroll through it without even noticing it. But because I am aware of it and I am familiar with it, I'm going to see it. So it's also familiarity bias connected to it.
Makes sense. It happens like whatever the field we are in also, like we create experiences, but after some experiences, it's going to happen subconsciously without us noticing that. So that's what I understood from it.
I have just one note
Sure.
to that. The thing is also with, there's a good technique to, if you are trying to solve some problem, think of it about it very think of it for a while, but then don't think of it and do something else. Go play football, whatever, go play game, go eat something, meet with your family, or go take a shower or whatever. Subconsciously, your mind is going to try to solve this problem. And all of a sudden, you're on the shower. You are next day, you just wake up, or in the middle of the night, and you have your problem solved because your mind was working on it, but you didn't even know about it.
Yep, I can speak from experience of my coding day. It does work for me. So let us take a look at the second question. Like, is not understanding the principles of influences more important than understanding the cognitive biases?
It's one of the same. Is not understanding principle. Yeah, it's pretty much the same, because if you know the rules, you know how to guide them. You know how to move a person towards those rules. If you principles, like on my list, there is not just list of cognitive biases. There's also principles and models, because for example, there is, for example, the model. Right now I have there are many models that is based on psychology that have already been implemented into the apps or websites or whatever other place that helps you get more people to just spread the awareness of the app. For example, it's the hook model I was thinking about. Hook model is one of the best if you want to if you have a low budget and you want your app to just create it, and you want the customers of yours to just spread the awareness about your app. So, for example, I say too many times, for example.
Me too.
Yeah. So this app, TBH app, they use the hook model for the people to go into the app, share it with their friends, be engaged with the app, which is also IKEA effect. Then after that, they were hooked, so they were more engaged into the app, wanted to stay more time, wanted to share more with more people, with more friends. After a while, so this app launched 4 years ago, and after 9 weeks, not 9 months, 9 weeks, just 2 months later, after launch, they got acquired by Facebook for $30 million. Because they use, really, this is a very good case study. You can read it about in my case studies. TVH app. They show that without any budget for marketing, you can influence. They've got 4 million users, and it got acquired by Facebook for $30 million after 9 weeks.
Crazy. Like every single case study, right? We can talk about ours, right, within your platform.
Yeah.
And you have everything on back of your mind. Like I would get a lifetime deal on your brain itself.
Yeah.
Let's see some of other questions users. Able to see the comments. So if you guys, I think we are streaming currently in 4 different or 5 different places. So far I'm able to see. If you miss something, just send me a private message. I will add that comment as well. Sorry about that, guys. I think focus. I think he is following up for the previous question, like the subconscious part question. I think focus makes things happen around you, right? I agree.
Yeah.
So that's what true. And I have a couple of now questions. Like, I think this you will get asked this per question a lot, but I just wanted to know what are the principle you immediately started. Some just given us some ideas on whichever the case studies or cognitive bias which you are right now using within Kickstart Side as a website or business, or just to understand your target audience, any which you are personally using, so that show that you're not just teaching but actually doing following your own teaching as well.
Yeah. Okay. So the most important ones, at least for me, every person is different. For example, is using humor, but the right kind of humor, which isn't. Oh, you might say, oh, this is not cognitive bias. It is, because we perceive if someone is funny, we perceive this person as someone more approachable and witty at the same time, and more approachable. Which is, for example, Dollar Shave Club. Their whole marketing was one viral at the beginning. Was one viral video, which is very humoristic, and then it went viral because of the principles they used in the video. But other than that, social proof. For example, whenever you want to buy something, there are. Okay, I have to explain. There are 7 psychology needs that every person has, and it's not doubt. It's not like, oh, I don't have this need. No, you have. And there have been even some very, very drastic experiments on people by the US government, which was illegal, but anyway, that proved this experiment worked, and people went insane without this fulfilling these needs. So there is a need for certainty or certainty. Certainty means I know where I am. I know this is going to happen. I know where I stand, and I know my universe. So, for example, if you go to the website and you want to buy a product, you want to be certain that this product is going to fulfill this promise that it shows. So, how to make sure that this product is going to fulfill? You can put social proof. Social proof is the best proof.
In case if you want to share the screen, also fine. Like if you want to one explaining, like if you have,
Okay.
or you can just say.
On my website, you can go to my website, and there are also messages next to my websites, like some fragments of my websites that shows, oh, this is okay. So on my website, I have product hunt and shown.
Can you share the screen? I think
Yeah,
there's an option.
There's an option. I can't. No, I can. Okay. Do you see my screen?
Yeah,
okay.
We can see it.
Okay. So this is I just said the social proof. Because usually on product hunt, successful products have about 700 points. My product had 1,800 so far. So it's one kind of social proof. But there is another kind of social proof. People from these companies bought from me. And with this company, this is one of the biggest marketing agency in the Canada, and I guess in the world. I'm going also to start with them. And from the Ogilvy, one of the directors in the behavioral section bought from me. Another social proof that cognitive bias are very important is this one, that even Wikipedia, if you are not aware of cognitive biases, you might not only miss your opportunity, but you might lose a lot of money. So Wikipedia didn't know how to frame their message, and they could have expected about 400% bigger returns if they frame their message differently. Why 400%? Because there have been research that you have already in your cognitive bias that shows usually 400. Other than that, in here, Rory Sutherland, he is also vice chairman of Ogilvy. This is authority bias in news, for example, and it shows also social proof as well. If some authority, one of the the best marketers in the world, says that this is really important,
True.
This tells people that this is really important. There is also, yeah, so this for example is social proof. Other than which is also very, very important, cognitive load. Right now, this is cognitive load. What does it mean? If instead of having spaces between this, I would have like huge section of just simply text. You would be overwhelmed. You wouldn't even read it, and you would just exit my website. And I think this is one of the most important one in terms of website. Because if I see the website, there is just too many information at once, not in chunks like this. Chunks is also a technique that you can use in your design, and I have also chunking, and I have also in my list over there is also written about it. Other than that, picture superiority effect. Why did I use the sketches? I use the sketches because if you had just the list, it wouldn't be as much interesting. If you see something tangible like cards, it's much more interesting than just the text. So in my case, when I at first on this Facebook group, I validated my product, my idea, by saying I'm going to create this list. I've earned $300 within a day. 10 days later, when I came back to the same group and asked the same question, would you be interested? And also showed 5 sketches. I earned $2,000 within 2 days. So I earned about 600% more than previous because of just picture superiority of it, and everybody knows about it.
Pictures makes everything memorable, right? Like
Yes.
we do have a saying like a picture is worth 1,000 words, right? So it does make more memorable, more interesting to it, like personalized. So even if you don't understand the language or understand English or to the professional level, we can still understand the pictures in a simplified format. That's what I think.
Yeah, we process the pictures like 500,000 times faster than words, something like that. This, which is a game, which is a flashcard game for you to learn easier about those principles. It also brings the humor, not the humor, gamification, humor kind of, but more like brings the uncertainty to to my product, because the best products, good products are valuable, provides valuable stuff. Great products are valuable and easy, but the best of the best of the best products are valuable, easy, and fun. So I wanted to make it my my product fun as well, and it brings uncertainty also to one of the needs that we really need. And what is uncertainty? Uncertainty is the need that we really need to fulfill, and we fulfill it every single day whenever we do something different than the day before. For example, we watch the movie, we go for a trip, we buy something different that we haven't done. It's actually also the need that's behind why people unfortunately cheat on each other. Because if the relationship between two people is just stuck, is the same day for years, people need to have this small rush behind them. So you need to bring uncertainty in your relationship as well. How? You can do it by doing something different. You go for a trip. You just right now you got your flower for your partner this day, which is something random. You do something different, something spontaneous, surprise other person. That's also the need. This is humor, humor as well.
And I think we got a question on that point you were referring. For example, I'll put it up in the screen. Is not social proof more about people similar to me or my peers using the product service than the numbers?
Social proof more about similar to me. No, so social proof it means that if other wait a second, I need to answer the question. Social proof more about people similar to me, my peers using the product or service than numbers. It's the same. If the more people next to you is using the product or service, the more impact has the social proof. But if you've heard that this product is used by 1 million people, that would value something. That would mean this is something. But if you've heard nobody has ever used it, if you had to choose between those two products, and one is used by 1 million people, the other used by 0, which one would you choose? I would go for the 1 million ones, because I'm sure if they have used it, this worked. If no one has ever used it, it might not work. So social proof, every single bias you can apply for like 100 ways. So yeah.
And it's also dependent on both of these factors, like number of pro something and the people, like quality and quantity is like dependent on each of these things. Crazy. And I think thank you so much. I think another customer for you last night. So people are buying into your product. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. And let me ask you another question, which I personally have, is like, would you think this product is more suitable? Like we know, right? Even though we provide the information, we are not providing step-by-step instruction, but strategy, like how you should go about it and edit. If you have to say that, if you are a person like this, then you will find this information or data much more valuable compared to if you are looking for something like this. So from your words, like how would you describe your perfect customer for Kickstart Side Hustle?
Okay. First of all, I have to admit, in my opinion, for me personally, I prefer more case studies than the cognitive bias. Why? Because case studies shows how the most successful businesses use the most successful creative campaigns and use the psychology, which is also cognitive bias, to implement those things. And my ideal customer is the owner or marketing agency that is looking for creative ways to advertise the product, or not even advertise, to create this product, because marketing is essential thing of the business. It's not something outside of the product. The most successful products have the marketing features, for example, viral features, inside the product itself. And it's not just my words. Actually, yeah, the biggest, the best marketers in the world will tell you that the best products market themselves. But it's not like, oh, I have put it and that's it. No, it's not like that. But so my marketers, founders, sometimes copywriters as well, and designers as well. If you are in UX design, you might really want to go to case studies, because there are proven strategies of the best, the most effective strategies that other companies used, which is also gamification, gamifying your UX, making and implementing viral features into your product. So I think those people are my ideal, but it's not only that. Sometimes, I have a few clients that bought just Brainiac, just for themselves, for the personal development, and I really understand that. And I think with time I will create like similar product, but just for personal development as well. Because for me, when I started to read more and more and more about it, the cognitive biases itself, you can understand, you see the patterns everywhere, at least for me. I went, when I was preparing the product, I went to the party with my friends and I started to see, okay, I see everything right now. So this person is seeking validation because of this and that and that, and with this person, and this person is using this bias, and yeah, so you see it everywhere. And then I love to encourage people to market their products in the best possible way for them to show the best value. I don't like fishy kind of marketing strategies, scamming. I know that if you're using knife, you can cut the bread, but you can also kill the other person. But if you, I've created this product to help the creators market themselves, to sustain their business, and just get the most out of the business. And that's what pushed me into this.
Makes sense. I think it could be a good hobby as well. Like people like to prefer to read books, and some of like to read productivity acts books and everything, right? So having it, just when you get some free time for personal development, just can go through the cognitive bias cards and everything, just as a learning process. And
Yeah.
we do have a follow-up comment on the social proof, like don't think so 1 million people using does not matter till their life is similar to me.
Yeah, and I think, as with everything, let's say in life, the more deeper you're in some kind of subject, you always answer this. It depends. It depends from the product, it depends from the service, it depends what you're looking for, it depends from like hundreds of variables. But let's say, if you're using, if you want to buy something, if you want to buy a meal, you're outside, you're in the city that you've never been before, and you see two restaurants next to each other, and one restaurant has a huge queue and the other restaurant is empty with no person no people at all, I would be very skeptic about this one, because there are people next to it and they still don't go there. And the other restaurant might be really good because there is a huge queue to this restaurant. And I might go for this restaurant because I don't want to be sick. So it always depends. It always depends what you're looking for. If you're looking for some very, very specific product that is very, very specific to your needs, you might not look at those millions of people that is very, very different from you. And you might go for the product that is very, very unique. But you might think that it will fulfill your need. But if they are both very similar, the products, and you are just thinking about those two products, which one to choose, and the only difference between those products is the million people and the 0, you might go for the million. That's my opinion. And I mean, it's proven. The social proof is real, whether we want it or not.
Makes sense. And there are, as you mentioned, so many factors. So it's the proper answer is going to be depends on so many factors, right?
Yeah. Right.
That. And I think I have another question, which is on the plan. I saw that work in progress, which is mentioning growth marketing strategies, as mentioned as work in progress. Can you some insights on what we can expect from it?
Okay, so a month or two ago, I started to extract those strategies from the viral marketing case studies into database similar to Brainiac. That I wanted for people to have something, that they would don't need to go through the viral marketing case studies. They would just have the strategies based on the budget, based on how hard it is to implement, based on different factors, which is the most important ones, etc., etc. And those strategies would be explained in a very easy way, step by step, no fluff. Because if you read even one of my case studies, you might notice that there are, in my opinion, only the smallest efficient amount of information that is needed to understand the case study. Something others that might be not that needed is just taken out from this. So usually the case studies that you have in here are in a much shorter version that we usually collect the information. So we have the information, we cut it we just cut to the essentials and we get it in there. So the strategies will be something like that, but also with time there will be more and more strategies from other areas, not only case studies. And as I was talking with Greg yesterday, that's also the plan, that with time, when the platform is going to expand and more, and we'll have the budget, I will get some of the best people in, for example, in email marketing places, in affiliate marketing, in restaurant business, or any other areas, and we'll just ask them for their best strategies in this times. We'll get those strategies, for example, from email marketing, step by step, do it step by step, and after that, similar to what already Masterclass is doing. Yeah.
Makes sense. And he's absolutely right. I just wanted to mention this. Like, we can keep on discussing because it's going to be so many factors associated with this. Like, it's depending on all the factors.
Yeah.
I didn't even thought about this. Like, when you were mentioning that one named restaurants is empty, like it could be an expensive restaurant and people are going for a cheap. Right? So there are so many factors. If we just want we can keep on discussing for this hour and hour, right?
Yeah, but one thing that is, if you have a restaurant, there is one thing, small thing that you can implement to your business. I mean, it depends from the country you're in, because the restaurants looks different, etc., etc. But for example, on my street in Gdynia in Poland, which is a beautiful city, by the way, we have this one restaurant that has the till, the cashier next to the door. So actually, the queue goes outside the building. The queue doesn't stand inside. So all of a sudden, people from around the street, when they walk by, they see, oh, this restaurant has a huge queue, and the others don't, and they are all normal dining, not up dining, not like fancy places. So this is something very simple, but also it proves the social proof as well, and
Yep.
that's something. It shows that sometimes very small tweaks can have a huge result, because this restaurant has amazing queues since the beginning, and this restaurant started just before the COVID just arrived. So even though it had a huge struggles, it still worked, and it's having and it's not like an amazing place. It's okay. It's okay, but they just maybe, I'm not sure, consciously or not, they just implemented this technique.
So it depends on all the external factors. There will be any number of factors, right?
Yeah.
And the next question is like, I saw a feature which is mentioned like social media news per week, right? Every week, social. Give us insight on it, because I couldn't find any details on that, because I am not a previous customer of Kickstart Side Hustle. So from a beginner, what we can expect from that particular one?
Okay. So if you bought my product in the last few days, even yesterday morning, you have received every Thursday, usually 90% of the time it's Thursday, you have received an email with social media news from the previous week. What it means? It means it shows the most recent news about the new features from the Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest. And why are they important? You really want to know what's going to happen. So when Instagram implemented carousels to their Instagram, do you know carousels?
Yeah.
Okay. When they implement, so if someone doesn't know, you can have the option for the simple one picture, but you can have the option to just post like 10 pictures next to each other. And people that implemented carousels in their Instagram received much higher engagement, much higher, better algorithm, because Instagram and in Facebook algorithm favors new features. For right now, the Reels, if you are using Reels, you have the best possible algorithm in your favor. For example, if you are using Instagram, your normal post is going to be shared to like 10% of your, or even 10 or 15, I'm not sure, to your audience. But if you're using this algorithm, this Reels, is going to be shown, I don't know, but for example, 20% or 25%. So it's a lot, almost double.
So this newsletter is going to mention whatever the changes or updates or anything regarding with social media.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just wanted to. And final question on the plan doubt itself. The main differences between the plan and the expensive plans is the consultation part, right? Like 1 hour and thing. Currently, we are just seeing consultation, where consultation can mean any number of things. Like we are seeing consultation everywhere on the market, different industry, it means something else. So when you mention consulting like 1 hour or like a yearly consultation, what are the things it's going to be like, just to give you an idea or past experience of it, or just some insight, because we like to know more about it, because again, it's not a product, it's a service, like it's the intangible one. So how it might be useful for people who want to learn more about it.
Okay, so when I ask for someone buys the consultation, which already have been bought a few times by this from this deal. When someone buys a consultation, I will ask for their website. I will ask for the business. I will ask for the industry. I will ask what kind of how this business is big. Is it just small business just starting, or is it expanded, or is it a big one? So I'm going to consult. I'm usually also asking, what would you like from this consultation? If they are losing, if they want to increase their conversion, I will go through their funnel. I will go through the websites, and I will find some tweaks that they can implement to get much better conversion. And there's hundreds of things that you can implement. That you can implement in every website. It all depends from various of factors, but I will also come up with other strategies like implementing viral features if it's available, because it's not available to other places, to every product. I will try to help coming up with different strategy, like creative marketing strategy, to just come up with, because in my opinion, creative marketing is the most important ones. Viral campaigns, usually they are just creative, and right now every single business is the same. Even in my field, even if you have the different opinion, most of it is the same. So the most creative ones has the best chance to be remembered or to stand out. There is one bar in New York that you can go to by going through the telephone booth. You go to the telephone booth, you dial the number, and they will ask you if you have a reservation. If you have the reservation, the phone booth, the wall just opens, and you go. And when they started to when they opened this restaurant, this bar, like since the beginning, very beginning, they had full booked all the time. It's full booked because it's not just a bar, it's an experience. So I will try to come up to just suggest some strategies that they might use differently. And for if the person, the business wants to go to any funnel like Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook ads, or other funnels, I might suggest the best strategies that I am aware of to just get the most of it. So it's like, yeah, I think of myself as the person that seeks the most effective opportunities in marketing, in any kind of marketing. That's why I'm looking for it all the time. So that's I'm trying to offer. Yeah.
So it's not just related to website or something. As a business in general, depending on their goal, you're going to do the consultation part.
Yeah. For example, the person that bought the consultation today, I'm going to help him. He's as I remember, he's going to start his own business or his own product. So I'm going to help to frame it, to frame this product, to show him some of the best thing, in my opinion, to frame this product to get out the most of it. Or the other person is asking also for the current business, how they are going to grow this business or up their game. And there are like millions of things you can implement anywhere, and it's all depends. So, but as with every consultation, it's if you are going to think that I'm going to like one consultation, which is $130 plus, okay, so $80, $70 right now in this deal. is going to change your business within like 15 minutes, I don't want to tell you that it's going, because there are people in this world that are going to. I know personally one guy that, and I am aware of another guy that asks for $10,000 for one session, and he's really effective, but only for those who are ready for him, who are at the level that he is capable of helping. So I will try to help as much as I can, and if it doesn't help that much, which didn't happen, like in my previous consultation, I didn't have like even one. Let's say every person was happy about it, but if it didn't happen for you, I will offer something else. Like, I will try to make the person happy for the money they have paid for.
Okay, so that is for the one consultation, like so. The other consultation, like which is going to be the yearly one, I believe is correct, right? So if it's yearly, like is it 1 week per or 1 month per?
1 hour per month. 1 hour per month. And okay, I have to explain. There is just so much things that you can do in 1 hour. So little things. You can be the best in the world, but there is not much you can do like in 1 hour. Right now we are speaking for 1 hour.
True.
So when we are doing the monthly consultation, at first we are getting through strategies. We are getting from what this person wants to achieve, what's his goal, or we are trying to get what his goal is going to be, what's approachable, and we are getting into the strategies. And then we are monthly, we are going to upgrade the strategies. Like, okay, we've done that. Let's right now focus on that, on the other thing. Or let's just correct this one, or this section. Or so we are going to just monthly just upper the strategy. It's like with every business, if you are doing every like month or week, you're just correcting something else. So
and also, even if you can't name also because of privacy or NDA, but if is any of your existing clients who is in on a yearly, and if you think like this is my biggest success for someone else which I consulted, what would it be?
To make them
which I mean I think I didn't share the question properly. Like I was saying, from the past experience, which if you already consulted someone or a business, you don't need to name the business, but from their perspective, they came with a problem to say that this is my problem, I wanted to do something like that. You somehow contributed to them and they are in something like this kind of level, or they improved that. If you have a past example like that, can you name a one, and why do you think it is one of your best work or something like that?
Okay. Okay, so I want to be honest, I don't want to lie to anything. I didn't do a monthly session ever, because I didn't actually, I was so focused on this company that I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to offer any kind of consultations. So far, I've offered during having this company I have right now, I have offered consultations just twice or once. And during those sessions, even though one company was it was neuroscientific marketing company, during the consultation, we've went through their whole websites, and something that they were not aware of, or at least they said that they were not aware of, that we haven't changed it, and thank you that you just noticed that, and we can upgrade it right now, because this is really good idea right now. Doesn't work at all, and we should just, yeah, you're right, we haven't just done it, this and that. But so you might, when you're having a business, you have thousands of things going on in your business, and sometimes it's very useful for you to have the different opinion of a person that knows what he's doing and wants to help you. So to point out the things that you have probably missed because of hundreds of reasons. And there's also one thing that Greg just mentioned, that having yourself accountable is also something very, very good. I've seen it in I know so many, I wanted to say entrepreneurs, but not only entrepreneurs, so many amazing entrepreneurs. Sean Parr is doing the same. You are probably aware from the 1 million, first million.
No.
Okay, so yeah, he's a very big, successful entrepreneur, and he's doing this accountable sessions. Even the actors, the actor and played the Wolverine in X-Men. I'm not sure what his name was.
I just something. I forgot the name as well.
Yeah. So let's say the Wolverine. Yeah, I know this guy and I love him. But yeah, so he has the coach that keeps him accountable for like weekly or monthly. He just talks to him about being accountable, and he said that one of the sessions just literally, when you're having someone that makes you accountable, you're just pushing yourself a little bit more. And because of that, he also created the movie that you might have seen, The Biggest Play in the World. I'm not sure. It shows the real life story about the guy who invented circus.
Yeah, I know a really good song from that movie.
Yeah. So it's actually, it was in his mind for like 10 years, but he was telling, oh, I'm going to do it later on, and this coach just told him one time, okay, are you going to do it or not? Because I don't think you're going to do it. And he said, okay, I want to do it. Oh, Hugh Jackman, yeah. Hugh Jackman. Yeah, I want to do it. Okay, so what's the number one objection? What takes you from not doing it? And he just couldn't find it. And she said, okay, if you don't start within the next week, you just drop it. You will never talk about it again. Because you talk about it, it's really important for you. The Greatest Showman. Yeah.
Greg with all the movies. Thank you so much, Greg.
Yeah. So, and for him, it was something liberating, because he said, like, okay, now what do we have? And it's one of the best movies of his. So it's like this with everyone, and even the best people in the world in their own specialty, they usually go for coaches as well. For example, there is the best psychologist in the world, coach slash psychologist, and etc. In Poland, and probably one of the best, at least in Europe. And he has, and his wife is also very good psychologist, but they have monthly, I think, I'm not sure if probably monthly sessions with couple consulting therapists, because you might be the best, but it's like there are like probably everyone in the world is the best, or like most of people in the world are the best at giving the advice to their friends. but there are not so many people that give the best their advice to themselves and act on it. Because the emotions are on the way. But if you're you have different view and you told your friend, you don't do it anymore, because if you do, you're going to screw your life. Even though you are doing the same thing.
So that is what you will be trying to do with this consultation sessions. Like it's not going to be, it's not going to be some straightforward answer which is going to be fit for every single one, but depending on the use case or depending on their requirement, you are going to be a unaffiliated third party opinion person with the knowledge on the psychology. You will be offering that, and the goal is to like satisfy them and make them happy. And for some reason, because this is a service kind of offer, right, it's not like a product or something, even if they are not happy, you will try to find some kind of way to make amends for that. So that's what I'm understanding from the consultation.
Exactly. And if you want also like fancy words for that, I will include the behavioral science into your website. So behavioral science is psychology, and usually it's very I've noticed very recently, it's very small amount of people in the world that does it, that do it, like behavioral economics, even though it's the most effective ones. I guess
it's an interesting topic. It's an interesting topic. I read a couple of them. I do have a couple of audiobooks on it. It's really interesting.
Yeah, in Poland right now, I guess I'm in the top like 3-5, because I've tried to find all the people doing it anywhere in Poland, and the one guy that talks about like 10 cognitive biases in very short terms on the marketing events, the biggest marketing events in Poland, he won the awards.
Just to interrupt, sorry about that. Just want to mention, in case if the live stream goes off suddenly, just remember, guys, there's a heavy thunderstorm going here. Just now started. You might be hearing some background stuff as well. So if it goes live, just remember that it's my fault, not my Michael's fault. Just wanted to mention that. Continue.
That's okay. I understand that. I hear it. So I just said like there are not many people doing it and not aware of it, which is absurd, because the biggest companies in the world are not technological companies. They are the psychological companies that are presented as the technological ones. Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and other people, they were attending conferences or events on behavioral science in 2008. At least in 2008, from the conference, there are photos of them from those conferences. So they are aware of them. They just don't talk about it, because it's not good for people. If you tell a person, oh, I know how to make people tick, what makes people tick, and I make it work, people will say, oh, it's not really good. So that's, I guess, one of the reasons.
And just final questions, we getting into it, like what is the roadmap of the product? Like what are the future plans? And we already talked about growth marketing strategies, and as well as the something I to mention, but just in general, what is kind of idea moving forward we can expect?
Okay, so I'll give short term, like few months ahead, maximum. So the growth strategies, one database of growth strategies out of various case studies. Other than that, there will be upcoming 50 cognitive biases, principles, and models, additional ones to the ones that you already have. So there will be 200. They are almost finished. We just need sketches to them. But it might take a month or two. It depends from the artist and other various factors. That's the shortest ones. Other than that, there will be more. overall UX, the overall experience you will get from the whole platform, the whole website, you will get much better, because I still consider it quite good, but I want it to be more playful. If people can play with it, gamify it, they will be much more memorable for people. So, for example, there will be like cards. You would be able to just save them for the best ones that you can use. The same for their case studies, but and there, yeah. So, but the vision is to make this platform a go-to place for any kind of person to want straight answers to marketing strategies on any kind of level they are. So people go right now Canva to get the templates for any kind of posters, any kind of design, because people are not or don't know the Photoshop, for example. But so my place, this is my vision, is going to be a place that if you're looking for, let's say, develop your Instagram account, TikTok, email marketing, whatever. You just go to my place and you have the very short terms and very simple terms, step by step, how to do it, the most simplest ones, and with pictures, with videos and everything. That because right now there isn't such a place. I was looking for it for like years, and they are like, most of it's fluff, like 90%. You go to one article, to one specific thing of the email marketing, for example, for the DMAC, DMAC protocol, whatever its name. And you have like 90% text, 3 pages of text that doesn't mean anything, and like you could just get it for like with 2 sentences. And it's just one thing. There are hundreds of others that you need to be aware of.
Makes sense. And I think we just planned for 40 minutes, like it's now 120 minutes or so. Thank you so much. I think this was really helpful. I will say it was a short time announcement, so sorry about guys. I didn't inform anyone before that. So, but there will be a recording. You can watch it. Miguel, do you have any final words you want to mention before we end this one?
Yeah, if you want to join me, let's do it. I really appreciate all my clients, and well, this deal actually is much more smaller price than at first we suspected. Actually, it was never supposed to be that low. So it's not going to be anymore, because I don't want to, in terms of also being understanding to my other previous customers. So this is going to last 1 week, another 1 week, and that's it. Yeah, and that's it. If you have any questions regarding anything, if you're already my customer, just reach out to me. I will try to answer as far as I can, usually within a few hours. So I will try. Yeah, I like to help. So if I have the possibility to help you in terms of time, usually it's just the time. In terms of time, I'll try to help.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much again for doing this. And I wish you best of luck with just not this deal, but just in general in your product, because you do have ideas to expand it a lot. I'm looking forward to see everything. Thank you so much again.
Thank you, Alston.
And thank you everyone for joining us. I will make sure of to get the recording. And once again, I'm thankful that the stream didn't get interrupted, but I think it's going to get interrupted very soon. So thank you again, guys, and take care and have a great day. Cheers.